I'm at one of the most important lifestyle centers in the United States where we use exercise to build strength, lose weight, and fight chronic disease. And today, we're gonna make our staff and students run a 5K marathon to test if they live up to the same standard. But first, they must undergo 5 intense months of training, which includes calisthenics, weight training, and of course, running. They'll be joined by our personal trainer, Riley Stevens, who has been in the fitness industry for 12 years, and Peter O'Connor, a retired military veteran who came up with this entire idea in the first place. What motivated you to start this exercise program?
I used to work at the Lifestyle Center as a cook. I was actually cooking for a lifestyle guest, and I could hear some of the lifestyle talk amongst each other, on how some of our staff members were not presentable, meaning that they were not healthy. And I'm gonna be forward on this. If we are preaching something and we're not practicing it, it kind of makes us look very bad. So I took the initiative of starting this boot camp to get our staff members healthy.
In my life, I had a lot of issues. I was dealing with weight gain. I did not feel confident in my body. I felt like I lacked a sense of community, like I didn't feel supported. And so I saw this as a way to grow in that way because I knew that one of the reasons God brought me here to Wildwood was to grow physically. And so I saw this as a way to do that.
I felt that I was needing to do something to help with my hypertension. I had seen a doctor here at Wildwood, and one of the recommendations was that I exercise and lose some weight. In addition to that, I was building up my endurance and my stamina because as we get older and at my age, I wanted to not end up in a nursing home or having someone to be a caregiver for me. And then one day, we were asked if we would be willing to join a 5K marathon. I had never run in a 5K marathon before. This was my very first one. I was intimidated at first, but as we got into it and got going, I said, wow, maybe I can do this.
I want to keep up with this. It's the Wildwood effect.
The idea was to start them off with bodyweight exercises. You end the group exercise class with a run because we're actually building. We're building to get their cardiovascular strength stronger, but to also get their physical body, their muscles, their joints stronger, right? To run a 5K, which I think the majority did.
There was a point where I could not run for 10 seconds without my chest hurting and I felt like I couldn't breathe. But as I was drinking water and watching my diet and managing my stress and showing up, I noticed that I was running longer distance. My clothes were falling off of me.
I lost over 30 pounds. My blood pressure numbers have stabilized.
I was very blessed to see many transformation upon the group that were part of this group. And even the ones that started a little bit later, I could see weight loss. I could see that they're more motivated and more disciplined.
Now, all of this sounds great, but let's be honest, where do you even find the motivation to keep going? Because some mornings you oversleep, other mornings work takes over, and you can't even find the energy to be consistent. So how do you stay consistent?
There's something called pre-contemplation, contemplation, action, and maintenance. Pre-contemplation is somebody that says, yeah, I'm not gonna ever exercise again. Or I'm not gonna even start exercising, right? That's pre-contemplation, right? They're thinking about it, but they excuse it, right? They talk it away. Contemplation is somebody's thinking about it, right? They haven't put action to it yet. They're thinking about it, they're considering it, and they're just saying, okay, what must I do to get started, right? Action is they start walking, or they start doing some kind of bodyweight exercises from home or wherever, right? That's action. And then maintenance is they've been doing that for like 6 months, 8 months, right? And they say, okay, I've met my benchmark in that. Now I wanna change, I wanna shift, and I wanna do something else related to my fitness, whether it be getting a personal trainer or joining a fitness group. So you got those 4 stages of change is what it's called. 4 stages of change: pre-contemplation, contemplation, action, and maintenance. Don't be in the pre-contemplation stage, right? Be in that contemplation stage. right? That's the intent, right? That's having the will to say, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna do it. And then go to that next level of action. What do I need to do? What do I need to do at this point? I wanna get started, but I don't know how. There are resources out there for you, right? And then that maintenance stage, meaning you're exercising and you're consistent, right? You haven't stopped, you've been doing it for 5 to 6 months, and it's working for you, and you want to continue it for life. That's it.
Everyone here at Wildwood believes that God has called us to a higher standard of health. But the reality is that many times we fall short. And even with the best intentions, even with all the knowledge, it gets difficult to stay consistent. But that's why community matters. Because when you're surrounded by people who show up with you, encourage you, and support you on your journey as they're on the same journey, you start to realize that as iron sharpens iron, so does one friend sharpen another, and your journey to fitness, to health, in any way, shape, or form, gets a whole lot easier.
For me personally, I've found when you join groups, you have that sense of community, you have that accountability, you have the spiritual support, and it's just amazing to be in a group.
Don't worry about what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think, but think about your health, because health is the most important part of your life. Because God intended us to live long and to have a healthy lifestyle, right? When you put God first in all things, everything's going to work out the way that God intended it to be.
And maybe your journey doesn't look like this. Maybe you don't have a large group of people or a boot camp to exercise with. But the important thing is that whatever circumstances life has dealt you, that you find ways to exercise within that. And you can actually start now with this next video that we have here. Follow us and get fit for life.